Conversations with Linda. Y'all, it's just been too long. But I really do still love a great conversation. So, first of all, I got to talk to you about what's different. As you can see, we got these mics, and I got my people that have been behind the camera in front of the camera. But as we begin again, you all know my person that rides in the second chariot, Cortney Richardson, my compadre.
Hello, thank you.
Welcome
for having
back.
Me. I'm happy to be back.
Okay, you made the cut.
I made the cut. I didn't know it was a cut.
But
you know, cut. if you ain't at the table,
you're on the menu.
That's the truth.
But no, absolutely, I can't do this without you.
Absolutely.
And then you all know Freddy and Chaunna. They have always been the voices and the machine behind the camera, but now they're in front of the camera. And we're doing a new thing.
Absolutely.
Can you say new thing?
New thing.
This is officially Conversations with Linda podcast.
All right.
I came on into the 21st century.
So proud.
And I've embraced this new culture, right?
Welcome.
Glad I'm here. I'm glad
that we ain't been 5 minutes in.
I know, right? The petty is present. The petty is present. But we're going to do a podcast and do this whole visual thing.
Absolutely.
Because we have our fans, followers, friends.
That's right.
Chit-Chatters.
Our Chit-Chatters.
Hey, Chit-Chatters.
Hey, y'all.
They want to see the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
They want to see the show. And I got to tell you, I still like viewing shows as well. I've embraced podcasts, but I like seeing. I'm a visual person.
What are some of what podcasts do you really like?
You're really trying to put me on the spot.
Why would
I only have one. I like
only have
there's
one?
one that I really like is A Bit of Optimism by Simon Sinek.
This sounds
I like Simon.
I like Simon Sinek.
I like Simon Sinek.
Yeah, so what he does is he interviews people around the world and he looks at the world from the lens of optimism.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
like Simon Sinek.
yeah,
So my podcast I listen to are more for pleasure than education.
that's pleasure for me.
Yeah, but you still learning. I ain't
Optimism is pleasure.
learning
Let me see
nothing.
this guy's name. His name is Adam. Oh God.
I feel like you told me about
Adam,
him.
You know who I'm talking about?
Casey?
Oh gosh, I can't think his last name.
So Chaunna, what are your
Shauna,
podcasts?
what's
I
podcast?
like Dear Future Wifey with Lateris.
I love this show. I didn't know you listen to. Girl, they need to be consistent though, because I'm
Dear
a wife in
Future
training.
Wifey.
Future Wifey.
It's so good. The wife that keep it
Oh.
spicy is my favorite segment.
Yes.
I shouldn't have said that, but that's my favorite segment.
Have you all heard of Adam Grant?
I have heard of
He's
Adam Grant.
written several books, and one of them is The Hidden Potential. Now, I can't think of the name of this podcast or anything, but I catch him on different things as well. Now, this is the way I listen to podcasts. I don't have a station or nothing. I mean, do you call them stations?
So no, you subscribe.
Okay,
So
okay.
Chit-Chatters, we need y'all to head on to wherever you get your podcast and subscribe to Conversations with Linda.
Subscribe to Conversations with Linda. But they're
Absolutely.
just things I hear about, or I hear you all talking, and then I'll catch them.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Usually when I'm in the car, which is when I would listen,
Yes.
I'm also making phone calls,
Yes.
returning phone calls. Have y'all seen the, I think it's a TikTok video. I think that's where I saw it, where the person is describing how they call all of these people when they're in the car
That's right.
and they can't get them.
And then they all
And
pop
when they
in.
get
you going?
home,
They're not going to
they're not going to answer the phone when these people start returning
That's
their phone
right.
call.
Yeah.
Because that's my talk time.
That's my talk
Now, when I
time.
get in the house,
It's
when
over.
it's my me time,
Yeah.
you
Right.
want to call me. No, don't call
over.
me. You missed your
Especially if
opportunity.
I've already bagged into the driveway in the garage.
Oh, it's off.
Now it's
over.
definitely
Because you
over
do
because
know.
my time in the garage is
That's real, your time.
sacred to me.
Now that
It is sacred to me.
There is a driveway
There-
ministry.
A
There is-
driveway ministry.
That is
Driveway
that
and
is a
garage.
thing. That is a thing. That's a therapeutic
Yes.
thing going on with people decompressing in the garage or driveway.
Some of the best naps.
You nap. Now, don't be doing that. You're going to get
Now.
carbon monoxide
The
pools
car
in
is
there.
off, y'all.
But I think it's the peacefulness.
It is.
The
Things quiet down.
silence.
Yes.
Things quiet down. It's just a peaceful time.
Yeah.
Good break.
It's not bright because, the garage is kind of dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's intimate.
It's
Right.
So, but this is what's funny. I have found myself sitting in the garage. Normally, people who are doing the garage therapy, it's before they go into what they feel like is the busyness, chaos of the house.
Right.
But why am I sitting in the garage
It's
and then
just you and your husband.
and he may not even be there?
Now, ma'am, you
so
just
who am I sitting in the garage? Or
Hiding
why
from.
am I?
Right.
she
But it's
hiding
Just
from
your
herself.
space.
It's just my space.
It's just a
really
good,
is.
and that's a great garage therapy.
I like that
That's a
term.
great
Yeah.
GT.
segment.
Yeah.
It's
of a
just
podcast.
Maybe we'll record an
Record in the
episode in the
car.
garage.
okay. Yeah. It's just good. It's decompression.
It
Just kind
is.
of wind down. Yeah.
Instead of just having to hop out the car, move fast, go in the house, keep moving, I get to take a minute and just say, okay.
That's right.
So as you all can see, that's what this podcast is all about. We're just talking about
Yeah.
any and everything because I like a good conversation.
Absolutely.
And let me just say this because we're gonna go to where I've been.
That's what I
where
was
have
just
I
getting
been?
ready to
Yes, we
ask
got to.
We're gonna go to where I've been. But I was thinking about this, in considering coming back on doing the show, doing the podcast. What would be the focus of the podcast?
Okay.
And I thought, because I could go mental health.
Right.
I could definitely go the whole spiritual piece. But I love talking about an array of topics.
You do. So
That
don't box yourself in.
I didn't want to box myself in. That's exactly
Love,
right.
relationships.
And this is really, they're really just coming into our group chat.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
what's happening. Yeah.
And it is really a compilation, and I don't know the other word for it, of conversations I have with so many different people, which is about different things. I say people love to talk to me
Yes.
They do.
because I'm willing to talk about anything
Yes.
Without judgment.
without judgment. I really, yeah.
And you're willing to go deep.
Yeah.
Willing to go and
Wide
wide and
at
deep.
the same time.
Wide and deep.
Yeah.
right.
Wide and
As
deep.
far as you
Why
want to
didn't
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's no pressure.
And so I love that about me. That I'm
We
okay.
do too.
I'm
But
okay.
you also allow us to dream.
Yes, I
another
like
thing,
that. But I'm okay with people wherever they are. You know, do I want to leave them like I found them? No.
No.
But I really am okay with people, and I learn in the process of talking to people.
well, because every conversation isn't for a solution.
It is not.
right.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And I'm good with that. I love for people to preface the conversation.
I'm just calling to
say
vent.
I'm just calling to vent. I love that because then I know, okay, you're not
don't have to
calling
be
me
a
for
solution
answers.
solver.
You just want to say what you want to say, and I'm gonna
and I
let
know
you.
what type of friend to be.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Listening ear.
So the question we got to go to is, where have I been? Because when was the last time we did conversations?
Oh, it's been so long. I don't remember.
Was that right after your graduation?
Wow.
No. I graduated in 21.
Right.
Did
so,
you? It's been that long. I'm still sleepy from you
was that you
graduate
been?
from you
Oh,
writing
I
your
graduated in
dissertation.
22.
You graduated in 22.
22. But no, we've had
21.
That's
It was
when.
21. May 21.
Wow.
because you graduated with me.
When I did. When was your surgery?
20.
20?
21 was
21.
21.
21
Wow.
graduated.
But so I did conversations after that.
Yeah, we
did
came
conversations last year. We
No.
just
Halloween.
Did we? We did. No, that was the year before last.
but we did conversations.
some
Okay, so
last
I'm gonna
year.
do some research while you talk about.
Y'all,
where
it's
you
been a long time, and
It's
we're
been-
sorry
we
for
can't
being
say
gone
that.
so long.
Right.
But what's been going on?
Okay, so initially it was last year, but initially we were just taking a hiatus. We were going to take a break because y'all know it's a lot to make all of this happen.
Absolutely.
you
It's
know?
a lot.
And
Shout out to Quincy.
shout out to
the
Quincy.
control
He's,
room.
he's still with us. He has
He
not
made
quit
the
us.
cut as well.
He made
wasn't on the
no.
chopping
He
block,
didn't make
though.
the yes.
So our
wanted
last
to be.
episode was April 16th, 2023.
Yeah, so it was last year.
Yep, that was.
And
yep.
so the idea was we were going to take a break and come back that summer.
Yep.
And a lot started happening to me. A lot I have not shared. I mean,
Okay.
with the general public.
That's right.
Right? So I had some engagements and all that, but I felt like something was off in my body. And, but I didn't know what. I just felt like my body is fighting. But I didn't know what it was, and I was functioning and things like that. So by the time I got to August, I just could not keep going. Found myself in the hospital. Went to the hospital twice,
Yep.
and so the second time they kept me, and from there, they couldn't. Blood work was off, but it was nothing that they could
pinpoint.
resolve. Nothing that they were like, you got to go see a specialist for this, a specialist for that. And then I don't know if you all remember, Bishop and I were on our way we were going to France.
That's right.
And we were going to postpone our trip. But since they didn't really find anything that was of a crisis or anything, we decided to go on. I was sick as a dog on that trip. I'm telling you, I was on the plane. It was like a 13 hour, I forgot how long, but it was like over 10 hours, right? Y'all, I was so sick that I was taking prednisone 4 times a day.
Oh my goodness.
Just trying to stay up, just trying to make it there.
Yeah.
I slept most of that flight, and we got off. And the way I made it on the trip, we had a beautiful time. But what worked was we could get up in the morning, go to breakfast or something, come back. I'd take a 2-hour nap because I just didn't have any energy, and I was sick. And then we go back out, and he was so kind to not pressure me. That's right. To like, oh, come on, let's go. So we just took it the time as I could,
At your pace.
at my pace, only to get back. And I'm thinking, okay, now I ought to be going now. Some time has passed, but I was still not feeling good. And I had a follow-up appointment with the doctor and my PCP. I almost didn't go. I went, and he was like, Linda, you have pneumonia. I said, I do. He said it. So, I have a portal.
Wow.
The hospital.
Did they put your information in when you got to the
information
hospital?
in. And so it was on the x-ray from when I was in the hospital.
And they hadn't
Had
said
it
a
when
word.
you were in
France.
Hospital. Had it in France.
So that was why I couldn't breathe. And
Wow.
I had so much mucus, but it wasn't the coughing, sneezing.
It's just you felt it heavy.
I felt
the tightness.
I know. Okay, now I'm getting ready to really probably gross you out. I could pull it out of my throat. I could take a tissue, open my mouth, and it was just
It was that thick.
Wow. Wow.
It wasn't coming through my nose. It was coming through my mouth.
Yeah.
But anywho, so yeah, and then he kept having me come. He kept me on the prednisone.
Yeah.
Now y'all know prednisone blows you up.
Right.
So that's why I'm sitting here real tight here. He kept me on the prednisone. I went back. That was the late August, 1st of September. I went back in October. The pneumonia was still there. So it took me to November for my lungs to clear. Right? So then we're at Thanksgiving, Christmas.
And it's such the hustle and bustle.
Right.
And I kept saying, we should do a Christmas episode. But I think we were all tired.
And I still wasn't feeling good.
You were not. You were
I was
not.
just not at 100%. I go to the pulmonologist, and here again, I'm like, why am I going to the pulmonologist?
Right.
He says, you have asthma.
Wow.
I was like, sir,
Have you ever had asthma?
At
no.
this big age.
Big
Yes.
My.
So I was just like, y'all, I have been in a space
Yes.
of like, okay, God,
Yeah.
what is all of this? It seems like the sky is opened up and life is falling on me.
Life was lifing.
It was really life.
Yeah.
And this is big stuff.
Yes.
And so I had to just pause and say, okay, because I started having anxiety. You'll start planning your funeral if you're not careful.
No, you will.
For sure.
You'll start saying, because you just think, okay, this means,
What's next?
what's next? And then I was going to I didn't even throw her in here, the rheumatologist. She started me on a chemo drug. Now, why am I giving y'all all my business, right? Because y'all can say, oh, y'all know I live authentically.
You do.
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's what part of what makes you who you are.
Yeah, I don't want to make it seem like I just got it all together.
Right. That's real.
Life is happening.
Yeah.
It's lifing for
Even
me
to
too.
you, for you
Yeah.
as a pastor.
Yeah.
Life
Absolutely.
is happening.
Yeah.
It's lifing for me. And so I'm cool however this comes out to anybody. I will tell you the lessons I learned. Go to the doctor, even if you think you're okay.
And let me, I think that you saying I knew my body was not.
Yeah.
Yes, listen
There's
to your
so
body.
many people who push through,
Yeah.
which may have been what you would have done,
Absolutely.
right? But you had enough sense to say, wait a minute, there is something here. I don't know what it is.
Right. Well, you were there the second time y'all took me to the hospital.
Absolutely.
That I was just like,
Absolutely.
I just couldn't do anything.
That's right. That's right.
And I had
After
been
just
through
being
emergency.
home.
Yeah, I had been through emergency
Yeah.
the Sunday before, and Bishop was like, "We're going."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, listen to your body. Listen to that voice, which I think is the Spirit of God.
Absolutely.
That says, "No, go to that appointment. That's right. Go on and go.
That's right.
Get the test done."
Because it's better to have an appointment that seemed pointless
Right.
than to miss an appointment that you needed.
That's right.
That is so true. And so I've been all over the place, and this is the big thing. I've been having to live the things that I teach others.
Ooh.
Wow.
And here's that. Don't give up on your dreams, because I remember a moment when I thought, I got to stop all of this dreaming, because I don't have the vehicle,
Yeah.
the vessel.
Yeah.
This body is not cooperating. So let me just
Slow it down.
not even just slow it down. Let me just live quietly,
Happy.
normal.
What has
radar.
happened.
No new dreams, no new aspirations of doing anything bigger, greater.
How did that, as the dreamer,
Right.
how did that feel to you? That thought, when you had that thought.
It was depressing.
Yeah. Because you would have been worse off mentally if you weren't able to dream and be who you were, because that's
Yeah.
who you are. You
Yeah.
are a dreamer.
And that's what got me back up.
Yeah.
Because I'm still not at 100%. So this whole breathing thing is another thing. Y'all, last Sunday I preached the first service. I was okay. That second service, I thought, at one point I thought, okay, let me just tell them I can't go on. And then I thought, no, that'll alarm everybody. And Bishop will be whisking me out of here, getting me to the emergency room. But it's not that. It's whatever this other breathing thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I guess is asthma. I
Did they
guess.
give you a pump?
Yes.
So we
but
finna
what I
start
don't,
seeing the pump pull out during the sermon. That's how we know she going higher. Y'all
Well,
know
no.
how Bishop, y'all know how Bishop take a sip out of his cup.
It's
Gonna be her with a pump.
right. But this is new. I'm hoping and praying that I'll follow the recommendations and then I'll go back and he'll say, okay, you're good.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not getting ready to be an asthmatic. Not to say there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
But
that's-
for you,
Yeah, that's
Because
just
that's not what you're used to in your, what you say, Cortney, your big age.
My big
That's not what you're
age.
used to.
And so, but what I learned is I got to take the big medicine he gives that I got to take every morning, and then you're supposed to have what they call an emergency inhaler or something like that. See, I didn't know all of that.
Yes.
Well, you wouldn't have to.
So I
though.
wasn't doing that between services.
Wow.
You
Okay.
have to.
So I would get up in that last Sunday in that second service, and I was thinking I was getting ready. I didn't have any air.
Yeah.
Because you need to like refresh your lungs,
Right.
re-energize
I
them.
didn't know that.
Okay, so now I know. So now I'm gonna be, ma'am,
Where's
Where's
the
your pump?
pump in the office, please.
pumping
So,
office number 2.
So I had to say some things to myself. I had to say, this is a situation.
Yes.
This is not the end of your life.
Absolutely.
This is all of the things that I preach to other people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I had to say to myself.
And it's so easy to give that advice to others.
When you've not
But when
walked
you gotta say it to yourself and live what you're saying,
Right.
it comes.
Totally
it feels a little
different.
different.
In different seasons.
Yeah.
Because it's not that
Yeah.
this is the first time
No.
you've had to say to yourself, keep living.
Yeah,
Right,
but this
right.
is
Just
another
in the
season.
situations.
Well, and I'm glad you said that because I think that was the other depressing part of it.
Yeah.
It's like I came through a whole big old brain surgery.
Yeah.
Right,
And I'm
this
still
other
dealing
side.
with something.
right.
Because, you know, we want to be finished.
Absolutely.
We want to be, okay,
Lord,
that's
I
need
did
to
that
be
one
fixed.
well.
Right, right.
I did it well.
So I think that's another piece
Yeah.
that I had to fight back on
Yeah.
is that piece of saying, okay, now we talking my heart, and now we talking my lungs, and I had to work through all of that.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been in a place.
Yeah.
I've been in a place.
That's fine.
I'm so happy you back though. You may not be back 100%. I missed you.
You miss me? Well, wait a minute.
What?
Wait,
Did you really miss
Freddie
me?
been gone herself.
Because when
that was
She
not the
signed
segue.
herself up.
that was, I think that was the segue.
Oh Lord.
That was the segue.
I missed you.
Oh, I missed you. I'm gonna give you a hug after this, okay?
But just hug.
Dr. Linda, you're still missing her.
I know.
No,
Okay.
You
I'm
hear me
she's
asking
still
this
missing?
question. Hear me asking
I'm
this
back
question.
like
Where have you been?
75%.
Freddie?
You know, I've been in love.
You been in love.
I have.
Come on, girl.
With
get-
my man.
Do you know that tickled me when I saw that reel talking about my man? I
That
said,
is
this
so me.
But
That does not match who I was
No.
a year and a half
no,
ago.
ma'am, it does
You know
not.
they say love do some things.
Because
It
you
is
would
something
tell
to me.
us. Oh,
We're gonna
when
stay
I
on this
meet
side for
somebody-
now.
Remember, she would say, when I meet somebody, I am not going to tell y'all anything.
Well, I didn't tell y'all for a while. Now, we're gonna
and
be
we
honest.
forgive you for that. We forgive you
It
for
was
that.
fu-
Do we?
Wow. I was getting to know him. I didn't want to,
You know my.
you know,
thing about that.
Courtney, you would have brought.
We were in
you
our
would have brought
feelings
her
about it.
home
I
on
want,
day one. Yeah, you in your
yeah,
feelings?
we were in.
You know my thing about
were in
that.
our
Oh,
feelings.
Falling in love
this was
privately.
in a group chat that I wasn't in.
Well, I knew from day one.
Sean. Okay, so here's the story.
Thank you.
Courtney, you were there
Thank you.
when we were at the beach house,
Mm-hmm.
and Shauna randomly said, "You should date Emmett."
I thought
You-
did you say that? Or I said
Y'all, you weren't even.
said
You and Bishop weren't even up there. It was just me, Courtney, Shauna, and Quincy.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
I thought Emmett had come up in another
I
conversation.
said something years ago about him.
I thought he had come up in another conversation.
Years ago.
Courtney was trying to pimp my man out.
Years ago. I said
other
something
people.
about him.
Not even to me.
But you were there.
You ain't never offered him to me.
Well, I guess I'm offering people these days.
He is off the block. Don't offer him no more.
Look,
He is off the
Emmett,
block.
if you didn't know, you is shut down, brother.
Oh, he know.
So,
Um,
so you fell in love. Then you told us,
Hey, whose song is that?
I did.
and then you went missing.
I didn't go missing. I just
You were courting.
You know John. You know Jaheim Courtney.
I go to weddings.
That's the only way Courtney knows.
I go to weddings.
He goes to weddings. They're not on his radio station.
We were courting. I think
Okay.
we were. For 6 months, it was just nice, casual dates,
Target.
That's nice.
Target trips.
And then you came out with this,
On
my
him?
man.
It was
And I was like, this is so not the Freddie I know.
I don't know me sometimes.
Really.
I really don't.
Really. That is.
Did you feel like that when you were in love, that you didn't know yourself when you got in love?
I do remember going missing. Because it was just us.
I just want
We
to see
blocked
him.
out the whole world.
I do. I just want to see him. That's why I'm like checking my.
I got another song
I'm not
too.
gonna see him
I
tonight.
just wanna see you. Ah, dun, 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 dun.
He don't know.
Who is that?
No.
That was a Courtney original.
No, that is a song. Who's
Oh,
that
yeah,
song?
I remember.
Her. I thought it was her. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Okay, Courtney. And you know modern people.
Absolutely.
That was at a wedding.
But I do remember that
was.
season in our courtship where it was just us. We just said block the world
Yeah,
out.
I mean, I think that's where I was. I'm still there now.
Now, how is that working for him? Is he that person that's, or are you the one
Am
that's,
I overbearing him? I don't know. I'm gonna
are
ask
you
him to come
smothering that man?
back. Probably.
Sean said
around
yes.
last
Said
night,
probably.
Freddie had her whole arm inside his arm at church.
Now, Shauna, you need to sit on the other side of the church. But you know what? Last night was our first time going to church together. Okay, not going to church
Outside of New
together,
Life.
but outside of serving, because normally we're serving.
Where y'all
together.
go then? And then when people go to church,
Well, nah, Courtney, we go there on Tuesdays and Sundays.
Well, we weren't seeing you. We
But I'm
weren't.
back. You know, I'm trying to find the balance. The balance of relationship, friendship, life. Just trying to find the balance. Work.
So how did you fall in love against all of the boundaries that you and walls that you put up that you said you would?
Oh, God. Even the way we started talking. It was one Sunday. I was working the table for your dream party,
Okay.
and he was staring at me.
Oh.
And so I left church that Sunday, and I was like, Lord, either he gonna say something to me, I'm gonna ask him what he looking at next time. He messaged me the next morning.
He did.
He messaged me the next morning.
Oh.
And it was about sports. I mean, it was so Freddy.
Okay.
And I mean, just every time I would say, okay, Lord, is this real? God would send something else to say.
It's real.
It's real.
That's so sweet. Isn't that
I
sweet?
love
This is
it.
beautiful.
That's just.
This is a beautiful.
There is
All
hope.
right.
There's
This is beautiful.
Shauna, there's hope.
Shauna.
Beautiful.
Where is it?
He
Where
coming.
is
He coming.
Okay.
I can finally say he coming.
Okay.
Cause I,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
what he done for
But you
others.
know what I really like about you in all of this is before there was an Emmett, you satisfied yourself in serving and just serving the Lord, serving the church.
That's right.
You gave of yourself.
The church was really my relationship.
And I think that is so important. That oftentimes single Christians in particular, they don't use that singleness to serve the Lord because they're so
They want somebody.
preoccupied with the
trying to
idea
go
of
get it.
and thinking that once I get somebody, then I'm gonna serve. But I've watched you just give of yourself to the Lord, to the church, to ministry, all of that.
Isn't
So
it beautiful to
yeah.
be found while you working the table
While
at
you
a
work-
church, and he over there
Don't
working
God-
security,
Ooh.
staring at you, and
But
you
you know
saying,
what
"Lord,
I
is
love
it
about
you?"
this
That's
time
beautiful.
for you?
Let me work a
Your
table.
soft girl era.
Oh, I'm so soft.
oh,
I'm so soft.
had to come
I
down
don't
with that
fuss
hard
at
girl.
people. I'm not.
so that's what was wrong with you all the time. Oh, you didn't have a man.
But I mean, I'm not stern. Everything rolls off my shoulder
That's good
because I'm happy.
Because you're happy.
I'm happy.
That's all right, girl.
That's all.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Freddy's happy.
Yes.
Freddy's happy.
Don't test me though.
You still there?
Still there.
Shauna,
Where have you been, Sean?
where have you been?
Grieving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grieving.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how all of this stuff was happening at one time?
We weren't doing the show. Everything else was still happening.
Right.
The show was the only thing that would
That
happen.
was,
Right.
And I guess at that time we really couldn't have.
We wouldn't have been able to.
We couldn't have focused.
Right.
And so, how is that for you in these last couple of weeks? Because you know you got to do it weeks and days at a time.
I still don't know what my triggers are.
Okay.
And there are some days that are good days, and there are just some days that I just break out in full-fledged screaming matches.
Yeah.
Because I just want my daddy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Friday, as most recent, was one of those days.
Yeah.
Anything in particular about
And
Friday?
there was nothing that happened.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing. But I just found myself walking through the house just screaming. Just because I missed his presence. I missed laying on his chest. I miss hearing his voice. I miss the texts that say, "Hey, baby cakes, what are you doing? It's 5:00 and you haven't talked to your daddy today. Where are you?" Those drive homes are different.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's some
used to
things that have
talking to
been
him.
going on in my life that I want to call him and just tell him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And want him to see and be a part of, and to know that you know he's physically not here.
Right.
So just that, in learning my new norm,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is difficult in this season of my life, but then also trying to find the balance of what does my next
Yeah.
for me look like. So yeah.
Cause
And
how-
I've
Charles
watched you.
Martin on a show, and you can go back and look at
Oh, yeah.
one of the episodes. He talked about grief and
he lost
losing
his
his
wife.
wife, and he calls
The first.
The first
year
day-
day one.
Right.
Day one. All the whole year. is
The
just
whole
day
year
one.
is day one, and then you got to do it over.
Do it all over again.
It's so interesting that you mentioned Charles Martin because Bishop and I were just there in Dallas. Bishop preached for him, and I think he's on day 5, and it's hard for him because now he's saying, wow, what if it's almost like he has awakened out of his grief and saying, what have I been doing with the last 5 years of my life?
Yeah.
And now having to say, okay, it's time for me to get up and do something else. Because it's not that he hadn't been doing anything. He had been helping his children and doing all of that. And now they're all kind of in their respective places, and it's just him. So it's funny that you say that. Interesting that you say that. But Chaunna, you've also been, while you've had your moments, I'm sure you've been still getting up,
Yeah.
moving.
Filling my space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feeling now I'm the outreach director here at the church.
Yeah.
And it is going so
Really
well.
well.
It really is.
So I've been putting some time into that.
Yeah.
A space that I didn't know that I liked, but I liked, and enjoying what I'm doing in that, and giving back, and also finding daddy in some of those things that I'm doing.
Because he had a passion.
Because he
for
had a passion.
outreach work.
He did.
It's which really where his ministry kind of
Absolutely.
started. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So to see myself doing some of those things that I never thought that I would be doing has been interesting. Picking back up on my finance classes. And sessions.
Oh, she went to. I went with her. I asked her, could I be her?
Oh my
armor bearer?
goodness.
Okay.
Little
I will
rock.
not ask
Please.
how did she
That's a whole
bear
nother
your
scene.
arms.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't appreciate my ministry. We don't.
It was more so the ministry of presence.
There wasn't a ministry.
Ministry of presence.
That's it.
That's it,
But
right?
She posted pictures.
She did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
She really
That's
did.
great.
She was in her element.
That's good.
That is her element. And I told her, I said, you need to teach master classes on finance.
And I did try to be a good armor bearer. She wouldn't allow me.
Okay,
Because
at least
she
she
was
tried.
she was doing things
Chit-Chatters.
before I could
I know you don't believe that.
do it.
That's right.
You could do it.
Yeah, like I wanted to get her water, and she was like, "I got it." I
Ma'am,
wanted
you
to get her
said you were going
bag,
to
and
take
she
my
was like,
water
I
to
got it.
That's
the
right. You
podium.
Tried, she tried to drive and you wouldn't let her.
No, she didn't offer. She went right around. No,
I said I
ma'am,
can't
you
drive
went.
going.
Not the stipulations.
And then
I
look,
can drive coming back.
but listen, y'all, on the
Now, we
night
need a little
going,
shade tree. Just
on the night going, instead of letting me go to the room and prepare, we had to go shop. We had to go shopping.
But wasn't that therapy?
Ooh, I loved it.
Dillard's, right?
Now, wait a minute. Don't complain about it.
Right.
But I didn't know I needed it.
It was
See,
therapeutic.
you're a great armor bearer when you give people what they didn't
But
know
I
they
still
needed.
had to drive, and I held my bags.
I wanted to though.
Did she?
It's a
She had a
thought. It's
desire.
thought. It was in
You
your
had
heart.
too many. You had too many bags. There.
It was in her heart, Shauna.
It was.
Oh, can I just say this? Can I have a transparent moment?
Please.
Okay.
I feel like I am stuffed into y'all. Let me tell you something. That prednisone puts a lot on you for real.
It really does.
And, I'm gonna have to wear some loose clothes in the next show. But anyway,
Okay.
go ahead.
Lounge seats.
Listen, we are
We
not
all
coming up
look.
here
We
with
all
pajamas.
turn to the side. We-
Right.
We have a
called hiding.
pajama episode. You'll know why.
Gown.
Okay, so
Right.
Cortney, where have you been?
You know, I have been working.
CEO.
Mr. CEO.
Did you become CEO in our time off?
No,
It was
he-
before.
It was
Before.
there.
It was before.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And then, so what have you been doing?
So everything that people say about the top is true.
Okay.
You bear the burden of the organization. Ain't no hiding spots in number one. The personnel things are very real.
Challenges.
The challenges. But I love it. I love
You made for it. You
every.
made for it.
I love every
You know,
bit
now I
of
guess
it.
sometimes I found myself in my feelings with you.
Me too. Me
Okay,
too.
Because I'm used to being able to call
Yeah,
Courtney
in the middle of the day. In the middle
and
of the
I
day.
want him to answer the phone. Now,
Yeah.
what he will do is say, I'm in a meeting. And that kind of calms my nerves. But then after a while, I'm like,
You still in that meeting?
Look, Courtney has not called me back. He knows that I got to ask him about this piece of furniture. Or this.
We ran across this comforter.
And
And we need to look at this comforter now. Telling you that I'm in.
You
I was
can't
gonna say
wait.
Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning has closed now.
And Courtney,
When I was
she wants to
trying to
FaceTime you.
Absolutely.
All right, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. She said, "Oh, you CEOing?"
Yes.
Right now I am. It's
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
get in
It's
my
a thing.
feelings because I want to ask him questions, and I just want a quick response. And I'm like, you can give me 5 or 10 minutes and go back to doing whatever you do as
sometimes-
the CEO.
And sometimes it's my intention to call back,
Yeah.
but it's no such thing. When you get to when you step your foot in the office. You just
Absolutely.
gotta be
From
ready.
there.
You
Yeah.
just gotta be ready.
Absolutely.
But it has gone well. It has gone well.
You wear it well.
We've secured some dollars that allows us to do. We're going to be hiring about 300 young people, ages 14 to 24, paying $16 an hour
That's
to
awesome.
do internships at about 50 different companies
Oh, that's good.
in the city. And so it's been really good,
Okay.
rewarding work. There are going to be some interns here at the church. We had a meeting with the church administrator. You know who the church
nobody told
administrator
me.
is, right? So
said anything
Shauna,
to
we had a
me.
meeting with her, and they're going to be administrators, interns here working because it's just that.
So other than me, has any of your other inner circle had difficulty with you being
Oh,
in this
absolutely,
position?
absolutely. Me.
Oh, okay.
Me
With
I mean,
yourself?
yeah, it is. I had to get. I'm a church boy,
Yeah.
so
have
even
you had to pull away from
I've
that?
had to pull away from some responsibilities.
You know,
at
somebody
church,
asked me. I told you this, but somebody asked me, "Is Courtney
I did
still a
not like
member
it.
of New Life?"
Oh my.
Courtney,
and I
that's
didn't
tough.
like that. I didn't like that. Just the fact that question
Came up.
Came
can
up.
be. I mean, it has really been a balancing act to.
But to us, because you and I had a conversation last week about how well you are wearing it. But I'm sure for you, you're seeing it totally different.
It is different not being as involved at church.
But the stress level, you don't show it. You're still your
He
character
doesn't.
is
I
still
go to
the
sleep every
same.
night now.
And you said
Now, I
that.
go to sleep every night.
You said
I'm
that.
not the one that's gonna have elephants in no room. I ain't that person.
So
right
you
there.
call it
that's
out.
I call it. We have critical conversations. I think I would work for me.
You would.
I would.
Interesting.
You know
I
what?
would work
I
for
a good
me.
think
thing.
that is so.
I would work for me.
I think that is a crucial question.
Yeah,
that
would
every
you work for
leader
you?
needs to ask themselves: Would you work for you?
Yeah.
That's good.
And one of the big things that I kind of like about working for me, if I were working for me, some of my team members are saying, I've never had a leader like this, and I'm having to get used to this. So if this is your specialty, if this is the thing that you're passionate about, I give you free reins to do it.
Right.
So people are asking me for permission. Just today I had to say, now are you asking me for permission again to do something?
To do
like,
your
I
job.
already told you.
already told you to do
that. And he said to me, you know what, I really got to pray about this. This is so different for me.
Now, do you think that is a characteristic of a millennial leader, or that's just you, Courtney?
No, I think it's me. And I think that it is also, it is something that probably in my journey, I've observed different leadership styles. and
You
types.
picked your own.
Gotcha.
And I know what worked for me. And I also recognize that when you hire supreme talent, you got to give
treat it
supreme
different.
talent
The opportunity.
the opportunity
Yeah.
That's true.
to do that.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I've just made the decision. I ain't hiring nothing else
Yeah.
right here
Because it's
by
too
me
hard.
but supreme talent.
I got you. I got you. Well, okay, that's where we've all been.
But I got a question for Courtney. How's your dating life, Courtney?
You know, I've gone on a few dates.
Okay.
I've gone on a few dates, and that's all I did.
So do you date differently as a CEO?
Oh,
See, I don't see all of that.
You don't?
For me, I still see me as just Courtney.
Courtney, your
No.
dating bracket got to change.
But you got to listen to. You got to tell them the revelation you had. We were at a function together not too long ago.
Now, yes, this is so true. Everywhere I go, I'm working. Everywhere I go, I'm.
and we were at a social setting.
We were in a social setting, and I was business. I wasn't in. I really didn't come in the room trying to scan the room to find Mrs. Richardson. In fact, there were I'm so used to there being boundaries in the leadership positions that I've had. And my mama has called this out a long time ago. She's like, Courtney, you can't date at church. You go there. You can't date at work because you're a leader at church. And you definitely ain't going to date in your family. Where you going to go? Right? And
Very
so even as a singer, I did not want to be pegged as the singer that goes around town
Dating
doing that.
everybody.
At church, I didn't want to be the guy that's on staff that's dating these people and then it gets
Yeah.
out that he's da-da-da-da. So really there were so many boundaries that I got to now.
where you going?
Figure
Where you
out.
going to date it?
I got permission about 2-3 weeks ago to date in the church.
You did?
I said to
I'm
him,
thinking now.
What church though?
this one.
This one.
I got
I
permission.
said to
in
him,
New Life.
I got permission.
Let's talk pretty after the show.
no, I
Not
and
like
when-
my man didn't come from New Life though. but
Right,
I mean,
right,
okay, it
right.
looks like
I didn't
New
want
Life.
him to feel. He's got a great reputation here.
He does.
He does.
So I didn't want him to feel like if I see someone
That
that,
I
I'm interested in, that I can't,
because he goes to
right. He doesn't have he's got a great Courtney. That's a great reputation.
But Courtney, you got to go in like me. I went in and said, if we break up, you got to lead, not me.
Freddie.
Sister Petty.
Sister Petty.
They probably gonna feel that now.
Sister
They
Petty.
probably gonna feel that pressure anyway.
Well, I was letting it be known.
Yeah. Cause here's the one thing that I think will be different for me. I don't want to fall in love in private. The reason why is because I've had people fall in love in private, and then by the time they bring that person to their larger community, they can't hear us hear things because they're already in love. And our friends and community, they see things that we don't see, especially when we're in love. And so I Cortney Richardson, I don't want to be that person because I am the kind of person that I am a loyalist. So when I'm in,
You in.
I am all the way in. And we've had a situation where I was in.
Yes, we have.
And I brought somebody
And they were
in.
out.
And
They
there
were out
were
before they were in.
trusted voices
Yeah.
that had to kind of pry me out.
Yeah.
It felt like pride.
I will say I didn't fall in love in private. I think I was private with the church because it's my job.
Sure.
You know, but like we had met families. We had met friends. I just, I knew you were going to want to talk to him, Pastor Linda. So I was trying to.
And I still have not had a conversation.
I'm
with
nervous.
him. No.
Hey, are we bringing him on the show?
Absolutely
Conversations
not.
with Linda.
You
all, won't you vote out there? This is a clarion call.
How long a podcast supposed to last? We just talking.
We're on about 45 minutes.
But I am in a different place. When we started New Life, probably have always been here in this other place. But I know in New Life, because we were new, people were meeting, hooking up, and all of that. And so I was trying to do a lot of damage control, and because you could see so much, and it's like didn't want anybody to be hurt and damaged and all that. And then it's probably been me all along. Been that person, but just because I'm such an observer of people's behavior, personalities, their nature, so I can see things.
Right.
Not to say don't be with that person, but to say now you need to consider these things.
Right.
If this is the person you're choosing.
Look at this red flag.
Yeah, and even if it's not a red flag, know that it is a part of this package, right?
true.
And we choose our poison.
And is that something you can deal with?
Is it a deal breaker or no?
And I can say when I told you, you didn't say,
No, I didn't feel that way. I really didn't. But I also am in a different place because I think I've done so much of that that I'm saying, y'all have whoever you want to
Do what you
have.
wanna do.
Just do whatever you want to do.
And what I have said to her
Say it.
is that I understand you in a different season.
but still be open and honest.
Wait, what you tell me? You just told me this yesterday, a day or two ago. Look, what did I say? I was driving. You said something to be about. But anyway, what Courtney, our agreement is, and I'm still reluctant with that with you.
I know.
Because I just feel like, let people be happy as long as they can be happy.
Y'all know how.
And they'll figure it out when they get to those
Y'all
brick
know.
walls and mountains and all of that.
Y'all know how in the old church they say, if I don't make it to heaven, ain't nobody fault but mine. If I don't get marriage right, it ain't gonna just be my fault. It's gonna be her fault too.
Because I didn't say nothing.
Because you didn't say nothing. I'm putting that out there on record. I'm putting that out there. If y'all say, what is he doing? Chit-Chatters, y'all talk to her and say, y'all. Talk to her.
her fault.
Because it's two people that can get through to me. It's really a few, but it's her and my friend Greg Van. If they can't get through to me.
But
then
I'm reluctant, and you know that, because I'm like, let him be. I don't want to always be the voice of caution or the voice of reason or the voice of.
Cry loud and
need
spare
that.
not.
Yeah, but
You're my spiritual.
So you mean to tell me when I bring him
You bring in somebody?
When
I
I
just
bring
want
him,
y'all
you're
to
not
be
gonna say
happy.
anything.
Oh, I'm
And if
say
y'all want to be happy, and you know what, KJ and I really are in this same battle because he says to me, "Mama, just pick somebody for me because I can't.
Nah.
I'm not good at this. So pick." And I'm like, "No."
That's what my friends said. They said since your church and everybody praying and everything, tell them just pray and ask the Lord who
is
it.
it?
Here she is.
Here she is, right here.
Present.
But you know, I don't know. I don't want to, cause I think one of the things that I deal with is when people. I also know when people are staying away from me because they don't want me,
To tell the truth.
or to even ask a question. It ain't necessarily to tell the truth, but just to even ask something that may be challenging. That
Have
they
I
have
ever
to
done that?
answer.
Courtney.
What you say, Courtney?
Have I ever done that?
Well, I don't know. I'll think about that.
Uh-uh.
But yeah, I can tell.
I don't do that.
And so I don't want people to be uncomfortable with me because remember I'm the
I
person
don't
you
know
can
if
talk to.
it's
me.
uncomfortable. I think a lot of times we know
the
when we're in
answer.
bad situations.
Yeah.
And so you're the one who gonna call us out on it. So I know this not what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's like the Holy
No,
Spirit.
but do you always
Yeah.
want to be that person? I don't know that I always.
Lift your hands. Lift your hands.
You gonna
And
deliver
receive
her?
it.
Ready
That's who
to
you are.
receive
No,
this
receive
mantle.
it. That's
This
who you
mantle.
are. That's just who you are.
Accept your calling, ma'am.
But I think,
But I get it. Now, let me say, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have
don't
had
wanna be
to disengage
Yeah.
from a certain depth
Yeah.
with particularly my peers. And as I'm meeting new people who are looking for spiritual guidance,
Yeah.
I am definitely having to take a different approach.
Yeah.
Because you don't want, I get you, you don't want to be that person
Yeah.
where every time they come around, we diving deep into them or
Right.
into
Right.
that.
Their situation.
But you do well at that. We talked about that at the beginning of the podcast, how sometimes you can go in deep, but sometimes you can remain surface. So I think
Yeah.
you're being hard on yourself because I think people come to you because they know you gonna keep it real, and everybody else probably been lying to them. And so let me go
Or
to the
skirting
real
around the
person.
truth.
And
Yeah.
really, my keep it real is just really because of my care and concern.
Absolutely, and experience. I
Yeah.
mean, how many years you been married?
Right. But it isn't so much that, I'm superior, the other person is inferior. It's you know how when you got some nieces and nephews, you know how you want to keep them from hurting themselves or
Right,
keep them from
right.
falling, and sometimes folks just want to fall.
Yeah,
They
just scrape their knee.
like, you know what,
Just give them a band-aid when they get back up.
let me experience this just
Go
because
on.
it's gonna fill this void that I'm feeling right now. I'm lonely, so let me just do what I do.
Let me be in this moment.
Let me just
Yeah.
be in this moment. And so I have to learn to respect that. And write it in my journal saying
So you talk about it in your journal?
April
I
3rd.
know. Can I search your journal for my name? But you know,
You know what I've said. I'm gonna let you say what you're saying, but you know what I've said to
What?
my family. Now, if you sneak and look in my journal, you do it at your own risk because you gonna find yourself in it.
You're going to find yourself.
You gonna find yourself.
but this culture is such a in the moment culture too. I know, like in your day, people were dating for marriage. Now it's just we just having fun. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nothing,
Until they hurt.
Until they hurt.
Until the hurt comes.
And I contend that as the church, we have to build healthy environments for single people and teach single people how to date properly and to date for marriage.
Okay, so
Or
that's
else
gonna
we
have to
just-
be
or
another
else we
conversation.
just out here in these streets.
We got to talk about that on the episode. How to date properly as a Christian, because it's different.
It's different.
It's
It
different.
is, but are we wanting our Christianity to dictate
How we date.
how we date?
Who I
Because
I think it
we're-
dictates
we're-
who I date.
We're trying to. Often I see people. I'm a Christian over here, but my dating life is on the outside. of this.
And
Let
I
me do
think we
this.
got to call that out. I think we got to call that out. And I think that we got to have space for people who are really wanting to live submitted lives. I think it's so hard to be discouraged by the people who don't care. it is so easy, let me say, to be discouraged
Yeah.
by those who are like, these areas don't touch, the areas don't touch. But what I'm finding is that this Gen Z group, some of them are seeking God in their own way.
It's different.
And they are looking for like a roadmap.
Yeah.
They're looking, and I'm sensing a hunger
But
in
see,
another generation.
we got to get back now. Y'all got. I don't know about how long podcasts
We
last. Y'all got to
gonna
tell
wrap
me.
this one up because we
Yeah.
gonna talk about relationships. Because I think that is a topic that is so pressing right now, Courtney. I agree with you. So you do have the people looking for the roadmap, but then you have the people like you said, they want the Christian man,
But not the Christian way.
but they want the worldly man because of the rah-rah that he brings with you. Chaunna, put your hand down.
You said you want the rah-rah?
I want it.
So let me just say this real quick. So we were preparing for the women's conference at the University of Memphis. And so they were,
In honor of Women's Month, right?
it was Women's Month. And some speakers pulled out. And I went up there to kind of help them identify some speakers. They needed young adult women. Oh, one. Somebody say one.
One.
Say it like you mean it. It was one.
One.
She's trying to follow. She was like one. They were looking for one young adult woman who could speak on the armor of God. We sat there. They sat there probably 45 minutes trying to search through their phones
Wow.
to find a young adult woman who they felt like could speak on the, and I paused because I had one of my friends there and the people, everybody telling me, I said, y'all, this is how it feels when I'm looking for a wife. This is how it feels. If y'all can't find somebody to speak on the armor of God, that's a young adult woman, who would be, you know, so that was something that we laughed about.
Standards and what, because sometimes I think we have, and I had to loosen up my boundaries and my standards.
What you loosen?
Courtney.
Topic for another episode.
Yeah.
Okay, is anybody taking notes?
But-
Loosening boundaries.
And put this on the notes too,
And stand
because my generation, when we get together, we are saying, "Oh, we're not bothered. We're not wanting to give any advice." See, I'm not the only one that's feeling like me,
Because we don't listen.
because we came through the millennial generation, and I don't mean to stereotype people, but I'm saying we came through wanting to share, and then we were looked at as, you trying to run my life.
Your life
Y'all
is
just
perfect already. But
You don't understand where I'm coming from.
Right.
You didn't live
you
this.
all are traditional.
Right.
You all whatever. We've evolved. So then we've said, because I guess we got our feelings hurt. Have at it. We done. We're good. I'm telling you, these are the conversations at dinner with different people, not people that are connected. Different people, but in my age group, that say, "Oh no, they don't want. Nobody wants to do counseling anymore. Nobody want." And so, to your point, I hope that the next generation, which is what our Gen Zs or whomever, and then on, will not be penalized
we're not.
for how we feel.
Yeah, because obviously they're seeking for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten slapped around in social media.
Yeah.
You know, that's y'all make sure y'all take these notes.
We're going to talk about
You know,
Because it wasn't that we agreed with everything that our leaders and mothers and fathers told us, but we couldn't slap them around. We couldn't publicly
That's right.
Yes.
share
That's right.
our disrespect.
Right,
We may have
right.
thought it, but we weren't going to
You
say
wasn't gonna say
it.
on-
There
you
was
wasn't
no.
gonna
There
type
was
Facebook status.
right. There was no internet. Right.
Subliminal message. I'm subliminally slap you.
Yeah. So, but this to
Courtney.
me,
Filthy.
everybody's
Deep.
nervous,
Yeah.
scared, hesitant, reluctant
Yeah.
to say anything because somebody. It's a whole group of folk will come for you, and so what do?
But come for Dr. Linda if y'all want to.
Now y'all know I don't be playing with y'all for real, but no, I'm serious. That's a whole conversation that's going on.
See how I'm looking at y'all? Come forward.
But
Cause
really,
this soft girl life I'm living, it's gonna be out
it's
the
still
window.
soft girl.
Hard girl.
but yeah, that's a whole conversation though. That people now, nobody wants to share
Yeah.
anything because you're so.
Yeah.
You just know that. And things go viral and
So
out of
fast.
context of what you were
Yes.
saying,
Yes.
and
Very true.
it's just bad.
We out here in these streets.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. We got okay. So let's end on a positive note.
Yeah, so we're gonna. That's a new thing. We're gonna always end on a positive note from Dr. Linda.
And so here's my positive note right here from just what I've gone through in the last months, probably 9 months. It's okay to pause. It's okay to pause and take care of you. Whatever it is. It may not be physical issues. It may be mental. It may be. It's okay
It's okay.
to just pause.
That's right.
Because I did even feel that guilt of, dog, yeah, I'm looking bad. I'm not doing my show. I'm not doing this. It's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah, to step out and step out of it and say, you know what, I need to take care of this. And then you come back.
You come back, bam.
With something new.
Absolutely. Life goes on.
Life goes
so
on.
listen, I hope y'all are enjoying. Have y'all enjoyed this? Y'all like this?
I like this.
Yeah, I'm so glad to have y'all in front of the camera.
Oh, this is interesting.
You have come a long way.
She had.
I mean, you have fallen in love. You have come in front of the camera. Because you know, you would tell me all the time, oh, I'm not coming on in
I
front of the
know.
camera.
I don't know who I am. This is Monique.
You're a new person.
Stop calling me Monique.
Monique,
Okay,
okay, right.
Okay,
Okay,
Monique.
Monique, right.
All right. That's your show name. Monique. Her stage name is Monique. All
So,
right.
yeah, love is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the topics that we'll cover and just the conversations that we'll have. I'm going to have some other people on. I'm going to do a series with my children to, you know, unpack the Willises and all of that. But yeah, so you'll see us in different forms. Sometimes Cortney will be missing because he's CEO, and it'll be Freddy and Chaunna, whoever is available.
Monique and Chaunna.
Oh, Monique, help me
Freddie
with
is
that,
out the
Monique.
window.
Monique and Chaunna, but help me. So you'll see some fraction of this group all the time. So what do you want them to do? Subscribe?
Subscribe to Conversations with Linda on all social media platforms as well as podcast platforms.
And the benefit of podcasts for my older listeners is what?
Listening while you're doing other things.
It's a
It's like talk show
it's
radio.
the New Day
Radio.
cassette
Not the Walkman.
Walkman.
Not the Walkman.
It's the New Day Walkman.
Right here. Walkman.
It's the New Day Walkman. You used to
They
take
don't
the
even
Walkman
remember what a Walkman is.
with the cassette. You
What
put
about
in
the
there.
CD? Can we bring it up to maybe a CD?
No.
No.
Can it just be
They remember
Can
cassette.
it,
If we remember cassette, certainly
They do.
can
Okay.
it just be like the New Day WDIA?
Yeah, like talk
Okay.
radio. Talk radio
This
will
is
give
talk
them
radio.
This is what I need y'all to do.
Oh, here we go.
I need y'all to vote on which explanation.
They got
Which
so many
explanation
Here you go.
gave it to you like you really need it? My explanation is
So
it's
this
a
is your
New
second
Day
poll for the
cassette.
for the
It's a
for
New
the
Day
evening.
cassette Walkman.
I
situation.
like talk
You can
radio.
go with it. Okay, talk radio.
Okay, so we got 3.
Talk radio.
And you got you said
WDIA, the talk radio.
Okay, and so on podcasts, they download the
They
app.
subscribe. They'll get a notification when we drop a new
They got to download
episode.
the app, right?
So phones come with podcast apps.
So what we're also going to do
give
is
up.
We're gonna
I
need
give
to
up.
do this. Can we
I
do it
give
like
up.
a video
Of instructions.
of instructions or something like that? Or when we do
Right.
this in
I will
person?
post the link, and they can click the link, and it will direct them.
I thought I had to have an app at one time.
You do have a
You have an
podcast
app.
app.
Apple Podcast.
It's
app.
built
have
into
one.
your phone.
Oh, but it's built into the phone.
You
Okay.
all excuse
It's
us for
those
all this
Android-
confusion that we we're creating
We'll have it
right
together
now.
by the
It is
next
all
time.
because
Learning.
we're trying.
So you don't have to feel bad because I'm learning too.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
another great thing you do in conversation. You will put yourself out there.
I put
Yes, you
myself
will.
out
And I
there.
love
Yeah.
it.
But the video will still drop on Sundays at 6 o'clock, so you can still see us.
Did we come on at 6 or 7?
It's 6 because we don't, ma'am. It's gonna be 6 o'clock.
Okay. I thought it was 7.
We don't have a pre-chat.
Oh, that's the other new thing.
Yes.
Is we're not doing the pre-chat because we're chatting right
Because
here.
in life is life.
Life is life.
That's right.
I
Fred-
got
'cause
to cook
Freddie-
on Sundays.
Freddie has her man.
We're gonna have to have. You cook on Sundays now?
I do.
And I love that. I really do.
I remember telling you I wasn't gonna cook,
I
and
know
now
it.
I'm in
I
love.
know it.
I love cooking. I love his face when I bring him the
See,
plate. Ooh.
girl, you
Love changes.
Oh,
all-
happy life, happy spouse, happy house. I love it. I love it. Do what it takes to take care of that man. Be good to him.
I'm trying.
Isn't that awesome?
I am floored.
All right. So
Like I
man,
got to fall in love before I get the nice person. That's what's throwing me right now is that she said I'm in love. Now I'm happy. I'm like, well, doggone it.
That's what brings it.
But did you hear what she said? She loves to see his face.
When
That's
she
it.
she brings him his
You got it. You.
That's how I feel when I go.
That's the
out to eat.
secret sauce, right?
when the waitress
Thank you,
break
thank you, folks. Follow. Oh, thank you so much.
Porch and parlor.
Like anything else? No, this is great. This is great.
for now.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Excuse me. Can I have that dessert now?
We still get the same exact.
y'all not gonna do me like that.
Okay.
Oh, we're happy for you.
We are.
We really are, and
really are.
I'm
It's in the
happy
neighborhood.
That's
that
right.
you're embracing
Yes.
what it takes. Because a lot of people want a. See, we're getting ready to start another.
Okay, bye.
Go.
Tell the people bye.
So we're going to end this
Okay.
and we're going to just keep talking. You just put an ending there and then we just say, this is going to be another segment over here for the people that pay to subscribe. So some of this is for we will have an after show for those of you who are the paid subscribers, because what we want you to know is that there's always conversation going on.
Oh, absolutely.
And so for those of you who are interested in another level of dialogue, we will make sure that you know that
Now we got
package.
Patreon.
That's right.
Please subscribe
Y'all
to our
did say
Patreon.
CEO, didn't you?
All right, right. You better come
All
on,
right.
CEO.
All right,
All
y'all
right.
have a
It's
great
been
week.
good.
Bye.
Bye bye.